Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for England's quarter-final matchup against the Swiss.
They've stumbled through again.
Somehow, in the 95th minute, Jude Bellingham has scored an overhead kick to save Gareth Southgate and save me a lot of tears. Today, we're going to be going through 5 points about England versus Switzerland, talking about English players.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
We're going to be talking about Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, why they're both washed and why they both need to be dropped. We're going to be talking about John Stones. He's looking a little bit shaky.
General. Wagwan General.
We're going to be talking about Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka. Is it time to drop both of them?
The Star Boys.
We're going to be looking at Switzerland, a little bit of overview of their play style and how they can hurt England. And then we're going to be discussing how England can match up against Switzerland and potentially move to the old rival 3 at the back. Starting off with the first topic, Kyle Walker and Kieran Trippier are washed. And they both need to be dropped. So what I've written here, we'll start with Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, defensively, all over the place. He's at fault for the Slovakia goal with his positioning.
Dropping so deep for no reason whatsoever.
The geezer's a pace merchant, and he's further back than anyone.
He's getting, like, Trent gets absolutely rinsed for...
This is it. Does he offer enough going forward to keep Trent out, especially when he isn't offering the defensive uplift that Trent gets hounded out for?
Well, exactly that. Like, Kyle Walker is kind of that guy that gets in the team because he is a defensive rock. He's got that recovery pace. But I saw so many chances that Slovenia had where he was just not tracking back. He wasn't quick enough to track back. And obviously that goal was his fault. So yeah, a totally valid point that if he's not bringing that defensive stability and barely bringing any attacking kind of positives, what's my guy doing there?
Completely agree. I think defensively he hasn't looked up to it. He's not been that solid ball recovery, pacey boy that we all knew. I don't think he had the best season for Man City either.
No, well, you know, if Pep's starting to try and wean him out and was like flirting with the idea of selling him to Bayern, maybe we should be looking at bringing in Trent or Ben White.
Yep, completely agree. I think Trent has to start. I think in a game, if you want to keep the ball, Trent is better anyway, regardless. If you want to play on the front foot, Trent is better, full stop. If Kyle Walker's not offering you what he is best at, which is his ball recoveries, his retracting runs, and sort of his defensive side, then what's the point? England has struggled to create chances.
Yeah.
You need to bring someone in. Trent is the best right back in the world for creating those chances.
I was going to say, let's not kind of paper over the cracks. The England-Slovenia game was shit. We created barely anything again. And if we do that against a better side, we're going to get punished. So changes need to be made. And like you said, we need stability on the ball, chance creation, 2 things which Kyle Walker isn't offering and Trent can offer.
Exactly. And on the other side, we've got Kieran Trippier. Also washed, needs to be dropped. So I put...
People are talking about moving Kyle Walker to left back and then playing Trent. Where do you sit on that debate? Because I said on Twitter, I was like, Kyle Walker's been shaky enough at right back, his preferred position. Don't move into a position where he can't play, because that'll be a
I would prefer to have Kyle Walker at left back and Trent at right back than what we have. But I think better options at left back.
Shout. Yeah.
So Trippier, potentially injured, came off against Slovakia. Apparently, though, he trained today. But yeah, I mean, apart from the odd cross when he cuts back onto his right foot, there is no threat on that left-hand side. No threat of the overlap. If you know Phil Foden's going to want to come inside, you need someone who's going to overlap. Even if they have a 3 out of 5 star left foot, a weak foot, he has 0. He has no intention. And when there's no threat of the overlap, teams continue to defend narrow, and it's just causing England all these problems.
Yeah, they're like, you don't want that space, we don't want that space, we'll just leave it.
For me, Trent and Joe Gomez need to come in. I think
Liverpool remontada. Exactly.
I think Trent on the right-hand side makes so much sense. I think it's going to improve. He's going to create one good chance in that game for you immediately. And he causes teams to have to sit deeper because of his threat of the ball over the top. Naturally, that's just how they have to do it.
And what Joe Gomez coming in with Trent would offer is that even if, and we'll talk about it down the line about Gordon or Foden left wing or whatever that we do with that left wing option, say we don't make a change there, having Joe Gomez come in, he's spent the whole season at Liverpool kind of hugging that kind of upper left side touchline area.
Yeah,
Trent can spray balls to Joe Gomez and know that that's already a link up.
There was a few times where Liverpool, I think he had Tsimikas and Robbo out. Joe Gomez filled in at left back, and he was bombing forward. I was so impressed with him. I think defensively he offers more than Trippier anyway, especially against a team like Switzerland, who are quite they're fairly physical. They're not as physical as maybe like Slovakia.
Well, you'll have
or
Ndoye on that
Serbia.
side, and Ndoye's a problem.
But yeah, I think someone who's more defensively sound, like Gomez, is a better option.
Because I think, Ndoye murders Trippier.
Issue here is that Mark Gay is suspended.
Yeah, that's not
And
good.
Gareth Southgate, as we've seen, he's not one for making massive overhauls. He's not going to want to overhaul his backline. He's going to want to make the least amount of changes possible.
Yeah,
whilst
because
still being
that would be
effectual.
like 75% of the back
Let's
line.
not be funny, yeah. I know we conceded against Slovakia, but his defence hasn't been bad at all. It's been our strong point.
Yes,
we've
apart
had
from
conceded
I think the
chances.
Slovakia game was pretty bad.
We have conceded chances, but we've now lost the most impressive defender, maybe the most impressive player of the tournament for this game. I can't see him wanting.
I think Trippier should get dropped just for setting him up with that hospital parcel that he had to get a yellow card.
No, 100%. But I can't. If he's already losing Gay, I can't see him making a drop in Walker and Trippier, two of his stalwarts,
No.
two of the most experienced players.
That's true.
But this is a question that needs to be asked. Right, moving to the second topic. General John Stones.
John Stones.
He looks like a shadow of his former self. I mean,
Yeah, is he just playing with an injury, maybe?
defensively shaky, and I don't know. I haven't really watched it back, but I think he was at fault for he was switched off when Kyle Walker played that short free kick, and then the Slovakian player picked up and nearly had a goal from like 50 yards.
This has just hit me, and this could be way off, but it's an interesting discussion. Is it because when he's alongside Harry Maguire, he's with a player that's worse than him, so he looks better? But alongside Mark Gay, a player that's better than him, John Stones looks worse.
I don't know, but I think John Stones,
That's off the dome.
he's not battling like he used to. I mean, maybe it is an injury.
Yeah.
I think in the England photos today, he had his right knee strapped up. Apparently, he was moving freely, so he's too good to not have in the team.
And like you said, you can't make wholesale defensive changes.
No, I wouldn't even dare dream of dropping him.
No.
I'm just worried because, for me, out of that defensive duo, he was the worst one. He's been the worst one. And he's not playing to his strengths. I mean, for England in past tournaments, especially when we played three at the back, he was marauding forward.
Yeah.
He was running through the midfield. We need to find a way of allowing John Stones to push up a little bit and sit next to Rice. Because the minute you have someone then who can support Declan Rice, you allow then the partner to push up. Declan Rice can sit with Stones and Manu pushes up.
But is bringing Trent in, that is almost making that even harder.
Well,
to
this
do.
is the question. I mean, if you stick with Walker, this is so doable.
Yeah, with Walker it's doable.
It's so doable.
But with Trent, that is like nigh on impossible.
But he does it for City. It was a revelation when he started doing it for City. He almost played as like a midfielder. Twice he was like a number 10.
Well, that's because he's got bad boys like Ake and Akanji around him.
I know, but
England have
he
none
can
of those.
certainly do it for England.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about him getting into the number 10 position. We've already got too many of those.
No.
But if he could step up, it allows Rice or Mainu to step up along further up the pitch, and it automatically just starts you 10 yards higher.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah,
so
we need a big game from John Stones because I agree. I haven't been massively impressed, and the last couple of tournaments, he's been England's just imperious centre back.
Yeah, he's been the one you'd never worry about.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Oh mate, the next topic could be a little bit touchy.
Dagger to the heart.
Is it time to drop Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden?
Eesh. Talk to me.
They've not been bad, either of them.
Why did you say it then?
By any stretch of imagination, not been bad. But the current dynamic isn't working.
I agree. It was 0-0 or 1-0 Slovenia until bloody the 95th minute. So something's not working.
The dynamic just isn't working at all. There's no balance across the pitch. And I think now is the time to switch up and make the team feel a little bit fresh. The team feels stagnant when you watch them.
Yeah.
And I think this is the time now. There are no second chances.
I agree. That is such a good point. There are no second chances. But how many changes? Obviously, we know Southgate does not make changes. I think he's made one change to the starting 11 in between any game. So he's never made more than one.
Well, he's only changed that centre mid role.
Which is fucked. So we're touting him with two defensive changes, two winger changes.
I do not expect him to make
a centre mid change.
I don't expect him to change formation. I don't expect him to change his wing backs. I don't expect him to change much. I think he's going to bring in Conte Fagay, and that's all we're going to see. But these are the questions that need to be asked. I mean,
I agree. So Phil Foden, Wagwan, because I think the last couple of games, maybe not so much of the Slovenia game, but the one before that.
For me, he's been.
Who did we play, Slovenia or Slovakia?
We played Slovenia last game of the group stage, and then we played Slovakia round 16.
They can't back to back those two because that's
well out of order.
But yeah, in the Slovenia game, he was really good. Took the game by the scruff of the neck. Looked like he wanted to make things happen.
Hit the post, didn't he?
Hit the post. You could tell he was like trying. The Slovakia game again kind of phased out the game a little bit.
Yeah. So what I've got here, he's so fucking ineffectual on the left hand side. And he doesn't create any width for the team. We end up playing on like 70% of the pitch. And then he comes inside, which is where he's best, in that number 10 position.
Yeah.
But he's just running into like the most. He's running.
Jude
like
and
those
Harry.
videos of like China with the congestion.
Yeah.
It's just like non-stop.
That
traffic.
crossing, yeah. Where's that massive crossing?
Mate,
inside?
you've got the one in Japan.
Oh, Japan.
That's
bad.
But you know.
Moving on. It's the Euros, mate.
Yeah, so anyway, in that little 10 area, you've got Bellingham who's there.
Yeah.
You've got Kane who's there. He's got no space to work in.
It's like Piccadilly Circus, mate.
For me, Gordon is a must. I even
Yeah.
Eze maybe, but Gordon.
Saka left wing.
I'm not mad at it, but
Something needs to happen.
I think Gordon needs a chance, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what? If we started the game, with Palmer on the right, Gordon on the left, Gomez at left back, Trent at right back, and it's not going well, we're not going to be 4-0 down.
Where the hell is Saka?
We're not going to get 4-0 down.
My guy ditched Saka. What?
I said we've got to drop both of them.
Jesus.
But we're not going to be like 3-0 down.
No.
And then you get to bring these players off the bench.
Yeah, it's true.
Imagine, you're being run ragged. It's the 65th minute. And then Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka come.
Yeah, that is a long day. I do agree. That is an interesting
This is exactly
idea.
what Germany do. They brought Verts off the bench.
Yeah, I do.
You know?
And full crew, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they bring off players that potentially could start.
Let's talk about what Southgate did towards the end of that Slovakia game where he moved Saka to the left-hand side, brought Palmer on.
So what I've got here, is I said Phil Foden is actually better 10 than Jude.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
but he's not
Jude,
as clutch as Jude.
Jude, after his heroics, is undroppable.
Unless he gets a UEFA charge. Did you hear it?
Wow, I saw it.
Yeah, I don't know if they can charge him. Yeah,
he's just giving it back.
Yeah.
If we preach that football players shouldn't be so bitchy and moany and should be able to take criticism, we've got to be able to take it when he turns round, and scores a 95th minute equaliser.
Oh mate, I'd have my knob out.
He could do whatever the fuck he wants
on public TV.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can charge me.
But yeah, so we'll move on to Bukayo Saka. So Gareth Southgate moved him over to like left back.
Yeah, lefty backy.
Well, he was left back, and then we switched to a 3 at the back, which he went to right wing back.
Yeah.
And Eze for some reason went left wing back.
Yeah, it was weird.
Which was just goes to show again, no fucking idea.
I had no idea.
They have no.
He's like, boys, just do what you want. Yeah.
He's a kid who's playing FIFA career mode.
Yeah, 100%.
Bukayo Saka at left back's not it for me.
No, I agree. I think if we were absolutely fucked, we had no other options. Trippier was injured, Shaw was injured,
Gomez is injured, Konsa's injured.
Then consider it. But we have players that have played there more recently. We have players that are left-footed. I know Saka is, but why would you remove one of your best attacking outlets and put him in defence?
Completely agree. I completely agree. I mean, if you want to bring some more creativity to your wing backs, you play Trent.
100%.
You have Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side.
And Trent and Saka, I've said this so many times.
Such a duo.
They've got a good partnership. They've played together for England before, and whenever they have, they've looked really good together.
And the time they didn't play well together was when Trent was playing in the midfield.
Yeah.
I completely agree. So I said it's just not working out for him.
But it's not working out for anyone. So,
No,
Saka, we love you.
I agree. This is not a hit piece on Saka.
I'll defend you.
What I'm saying is, I'm yet to see him cut inside and off that devastating left-footed shot that he does so well for Arsenal. And it's no fault of his own. He wants to drift into the area which is packed with players. Like we said, it's congested. He's offering no room for him to do his thing. I think Palmer deserves an opportunity to show what he can do with a starting position.
Yeah, I do agree. See, the thing, it's hard for me to not come across as biased because I massively am. But I really like Cole Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I do agree. I think he deserves an opportunity to start. Maybe just not at right wing. Like, I don't know how
he's not going to start in the 10.
Yeah, I just don't know how.
It's either left wing or right wing.
Yeah, I don't know how you get either of those, but maybe left wing.
We saw him play left wing for England in one of the friendlies for a period of time. And I just wasn't, because he does exactly what Foden does. He wants to come inside.
Yeah.
Wants to come inside. I just think there just needs to be a shake-up. I think we need to change something going forward because we haven't scored any real
enough goals,
quality goals.
Yeah.
We scored a flick on from a header, which was an outrageous goal from Bellingham. We scored the
Harry Kane tap-in.
The Harry Kane tap-in. We scored the Harry Kane header. And then we scored Jude's header.
Yeah.
So all of our goals haven't come really through the middle.
Yeah,
we haven't pulled a team apart.
Yeah, we were rinsing France in our preview. Check it out. In our preview of France, where we said they haven't scored any goals from open play. We barely scored any goals from open play.
Yeah, I wouldn't say any of our goals were real quality.
No, at all.
But yeah, for me, it just needs a little bit of a change up, just something a bit fresh. And it's not like these players are going to be out of the squad. That you've got Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka to come on if it's not working out. Do you know what I mean? Those are fucking options. Indeed. If you're 1-0 down, you take Manu off, you drop Jude in, play Phil in the 10, you bring Saka on, you move Palmer to the left, or have Gordon on the left.
Bish bash bosh, mate.
I've got it sorted.
Come on,
get me out to Germany.
Jeez.
Let's quickly talk about Switzerland. So,
La Suisse.
Off the ball movement in the final third.
They're good,
mate. They're just so well organised. They're so well organised. They've got a team full of experienced players.
Yeah.
But they've got physicality. They've got pace. They've got technicians. They've got a bit of everything in that squad. They've got a solid defensive line. And going forward, they're no joke either. Breland Bolo, who's I don't think he featured for his club all season.
Yeah.
Came back from injury, and he was brilliant in the group stages. He's such a threat. I think he scored on his return.
Yeah, that front line of him and Doy, Vargas,
yeah.
I like it a lot, And what they do is they don't press super high and aggressive, which might play into England's hands. I don't know, but they do make teams turn over the ball very often. And what England have been so bad with this tournament is the slack passing.
Sloppy passes.
So many sloppy passes. Like we saw Trent give it away. So Mark Gay got yellow carded. Game before that, Declan Rice was doing it. Game before that, Trent was doing it. We've had so many lax passes and stuff. Switzerland will murder you for doing that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they capitalise on. They've got midfield duo of Xhaka and Freud. I think
Xhaka, for me, one of the best centre mids in world football.
Out for this one?
Nah, he's playing.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he is so good. One of the best centre mids in world football right now. I think he hasn't lost a football match.
Apart from the Europa League
final. I think he's lost 2 football matches in
last year.
A year and a half, which is crazy.
Mental.
Him and Freud are together. Quality, mate.
Him and Remo Freud played together 59 times for Switzerland. Declan Rice and Kobe Mainu, 311 minutes.
And that'll be the difference. You talk about building partnerships, and that's a thing in club football. You want to know who your partner is. I don't know, be it centre-back or right back and right wing. You want to know your partnerships. Even in international football, if you can build partnerships, obviously you don't play together as much, but if you build those partnerships, you can build a team that will do decent amount of damage. And England got 0 partnerships, mate.
Yeah, absolutely 0. I mean, Stones and Maguire
was a good one.
We were happy with that.
That was a good one.
We were happy with that.
And that one did.
You had a solid back line with Walker, Stones,
There was
Maguire.
partnerships, yeah, because that was
Sure.
the Luke Shaw Maguire is a partnership. The Stones Maguire is a partnership. The Stones Walker is a partnership.
Yeah.
There's partnerships there. All of that's gone to pants, and
Yeah.
so we got pretty much none now.
Nothing
Yeah.
at all. And you can tell. But Switzerland are going to be absolutely no joke. I mean, I'm fucking worried.
Yeah, they're good.
So you're talking about Dan and Doy taking 13 shots at Euro 2024, more than double of any Switzerland teammates. Switzerland spread the goals across the team at Euro 2024 with 7 different goal scorers. They are just
We've
good.
had 2 goal scorers.
They are so good.
And Dan and Doy, I think he'll be a problem this game because he plays right. He was playing right wing / right back last game.
Mhm.
And like we said, our left-hand side is an absolute mess. And he is physical, fast, always looks to kind of take the defender on. If we haven't got a competent defender there, we could be in trouble.
100% agree. I mean, they're just dynamic all over the pitch. They've got an older squad, but the 4th oldest squad at the Euros.
But
They've
mate,
got
even
11 players with more than 50 caps. I mean, England has only 6.
that back line of fucking Akanji, who I think is one of the best centre backs at the tournament, Shah, who I think is very underrated, very solid, and Ricardo Rodriguez, solid as well.
Yeah.
And then Jan Sommer in goal. It's a decent little squad.
It's a very
mate.
good team.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like experienced and solidity in the midfield and defence, and then just young, exciting bagsman up top. I'm worried.
So, my final point before we get onto our prediction,
Come.
I want England to switch to a 3 at the back.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, with Gay suspended and our tournament struggles playing against teams with 3 or 5 at the back, I think this is the right time. I think this is the perfect time to fall back on a system where we've seen success before.
Yeah.
Most notably, I think the 2-0 win against Germany, we were really good. Gay obviously going to be suspended, and so Gareth Southgate isn't going to want to make wholesale changes. We know he loves consistency in his team selections, and I don't disagree with that. I think you don't want to completely throw off anything that's starting to blossom.
We're talking about building partnerships. You can't do that if you're always changing.
But I feel like Ipswich with 3 at the back almost helps you with that. You can keep Walker, you can keep Stones. You bring in that left centre back who you're gonna have to bring in anyway. You're gonna have to bring someone in. So you bring in Konsa. You can bring in Trent, free hit. It's a free hit. You can bring. I wouldn't be mad at Saka still on the right, but I think you need maybe just a little bit of freshness there. Get Trent in there, nice and easy. Left wing back, play Saka. You could play Saka. You could play Gordon. I think either one of them would certainly do a job. Then in this middle part, you obviously have that midfield pairing of Rice and Mainu. I think both of them are fine. I think Mainu's dynamic. I love the way he turns up for the ball. I like the way he finds vertical passes. I think Rice is undroppable. You could play 2 10s. Play a box midfield.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Play a box midfield, and then you can have Cole Palmer and Bellingham operating in those areas. If Gordon wants
What
to...
about Philip? You dropping him?
I think so.
Oh.
Well, you can have Foden or Palmer
Yeah.
next to Bellingham, and you can have them operate in those pockets. Kane will come in deep, and then those are your runners. One of them's going to be your runner in behind. You know? I think this system just suits us so much better now. And yeah, you're going to have a box midfield of Rice, Mainu, and then Rice, Mainu, Jude, and Palmer / Foden.
I like it.
I think it's so good. I think whoever's playing that left wing back role, if you bring in Gomez or Konsa in the left centre back, their defensive responsibilities are less.
Yeah.
You don't really have to worry about it too much. So if you've got Saka there, you've got Width there with his left foot, even Gordon who's going to bomb up the line. You don't have to worry too much about them defensively. In possession, we can switch to a back 4 anyway. Trent can go drop to right back.
Yeah.
Carl Walker filling that right centre back role. I think that's perfectly fine. I think this just offers a lot of dynamicism.
Dynamicism.
Dynamic.
Dynamism.
Dynamism. Mate. My final point here
Southgate
was...
signed him up, mate.
Dynamicism. Playing a 3 at the back role, playing the 3 at the back system will allow England to pack players into midfield, reducing passing chances for Switzerland to exploit, alongside the fact that we're going to have really wide wing backs, which is going to help suppress Switzerland's ability to have bombarding wingers, which they've done in previous games, and it massively cuts off the channels that they can create and their ability to build up through the thirds. And I just think, yeah, mate, just fucking do it.
Gareth, just fucking do
Just
it, mate.
fucking do it.
Before we give you our score predictions, let us know your score predictions in the comments down below and any changes you'd make to make sure England don't stink up another Euros game.
Yeah. Right. It's the one, Roz.
Last time, I gave up on predicting with my heart and just predicted with my head. I think I said an England stinker. And I think it's going to be another one. But I think it's going to be the one that broke the camel's back. I think England are going to lose 2-1.
Oh. I'm so torn.
Nothing's right, I'm
England
torn.
It's going to be like a stinky 0-0. England on penalties.
Jude Bellingham bicycle kick 95th minute.
England on penalties, I think.
That
0-0.
would be honking.
England on penalties.
But it'd be another one of those. It'd be so honking, but the kind of the high of winning on penalties will be so much like the Jude Bellingham bicycle kick that you kind of forget how honking it is.
I'm not going to lie, I'll take a win on penalties.
Yeah, obviously.
A win by any means.
Yeah, 100%.
It's tournament football, baby.
Yeah.
Let us know your predictions down below. Are England going to be able to do it again? Will Southgate live to see another day? Find out.
Shout out all those guys that left the stadium before bloody Jude Bellingham's bicycle kick and then they found out outside the stadium couldn't get back in. That is funny.
Terrible.
That is so funny.
Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to subscribe. Head over to our socials. We're pumping out content on all other platforms as well. And yeah, let us know down below your score predictions and what Gareth Southgate needs to do to take England through to the semi-finals. This has been Ball Draw. The semi-finals are here. Come on, England.